during the season of Advent, we think about what it means that God came as a human being and that he came in history at a really specific time and a particular place. And today I've been reflecting on Luke's Gospel, chapter 2, where it talks about shepherds living in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. And the angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. And the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid, I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all the people. A Saviour has been born this day in the town of David." So what's actually really amazing about this is that the shepherds are in a particular field, and you can still go and visit it today. We know where this happened. And the field in which the angels appeared to the shepherds to say, "In David's town a Saviour is born," is the very field in which Boaz first saw Ruth. Ruth was this widow who was very poor, who was gleaning in the field for survival, just picking up food that had been left behind by the harvesters. And Boaz sees her in the Old Testament, and they fall in love and end up getting married. And their child is King David's grandfather, Obed. And so we have this extraordinary connection between the heralding of the Son of God, seen by shepherds while they're at work now in this same field where Ruth worked, recognising the connection between Jesus, the Son of God and the Saviour, and King David and where he's been born. I think it's also amazing that the text is clear that the shepherds were at work. These were ordinary people just doing their job. They were earthy, working men. They weren't given to flights of fancy. They weren't sort of spiritual gurus. They were just there, living their lives, doing their jobs. And God breaks into their reality and says, "Today I'm here, I'm arriving, and Jesus has been born in this city of David." And the shepherd's response to that is that despite their sort of earthy working people credentials, despite their sense of being really down to earth and just in their day to day, they make a decision to go and see and look and wonder. And in response to what they see, they worship. They get on their knees and they worship a baby. We're kind of used to that because we know the iconography of Christmas, but let that sink in for a moment. Shepherds at work realise this is God with us, and in the very place where David's great-grandparents met in that field, they're told God is now coming. And Jesus, when he grows up later on in his ministry, calls himself the Good Shepherd. His connection with shepherds kind of continues through his ministry, and he promises that any of us who come to him can experience him as the shepherd of our souls. We can trust him to lead us. We can trust him to nurture us. He's the perfect leader who calls us to entrust our lives to him and to follow him. When we're wounded, when we're lost, when we're purposeless, when we're wondering, is there more to this life? Jesus opens his arms to us, promising to be the good shepherd, the perfect shepherd for our souls. And his birth, his incarnation, was heralded by shepherds.